everybody. Welcome to another episode of Lunchin with Lisa. You might see some familiar faces here because this is part two of Passion, Purpose, and Peace book collaboration that's coming up, and we don't want you to miss the release. So we're trying to spread the word, or in Dr. Theresa's words, spread the peace. But before we get started, I wanted to just say happy birthday to all the birthday people out there. I believe it's Virgo season. So happy birthday to you all, and happy anniversary to all of the lovebirds. I keep shouting out, I'm all about the anniversaries and love. So my husband and I celebrated 12 years on July 24th. So I always like to celebrate the anniversaries. And also congratulations to all the kids that have gone back to school or graduated. I also wanted to send a special congratulations. I did say this the first show of season 3, but my sister was running for state court judge in Gwinnett County, Georgia, and she actually won the seat. So congratulations to her. We are so proud of her. So if you're in the area, check her out. But she did a wonderful job running. It was a runoff involved, but she did it. She did an amazing job, and she gets sworn in December. So I will be right there with her. Family first all the time. So I wanted to say all of those things to all the people tuning in. And again, thank you all for joining us for another Thursday. We come here every Thursday, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we love all of our lunch boxers. I think that's what we call them. So if you're interested, you can always go subscribe to Lisa Dove Washington YouTube channel, or check us out here on the Lunchin with Lisa show. Every week, we have wonderful guests like we do tonight. So we're excited to get things started. So I don't want to delay this anymore because you all actually met some of the co-authors of this book collaboration, but we have some more wonderful collaborators that are with us. And of course, Dr. Theresa is doing an amazing job with spreading peace. And I thank her for letting Lunchin with Lisa be a part of that journey. So I want to first introduce you to Dr. Theresa, who you all met a couple of weeks ago. She has a wonderful book project coming out, but she's actually doing some amazing things. Maybe she'll share some great information with you all tonight. So Dr. Theresa, tell everybody who didn't catch the first show a little bit about you. You're on mute.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Theresa Ann Moseley from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I'm a U.S. Army veteran, a retired educator after 28 years. I own my own company, TAM, Creating Ambassadors of Peace, where I provide professional development to companies and schools that want to make their climate a more peaceful place. I am an 8-time best-selling author, a 3-time international best-selling author, and a 3-time award-winning educator. My signature book, published by Dove Publishing, is Creating Ambassadors of Peace, 16 Steps to Become an Ambassador of Peace. And this is kind of like part 2. Passion, Purpose, Peace, the pathway through trials and tribulations.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And yes, I'm honored. Touched by Dove Publishing is always honored to have been part of that. And yeah, you're our first #1 bestseller. So we're always going to be celebrated over in our house. So let me have you do this. Let me let you introduce the co-authors here and then give us a little background of what this book is really all about. And we can start to get into the chapters a little bit.
Okay, since it's a small group, I'm going to just call out your name and then you introduce yourself in about 30 seconds to 1 minute, and then I'll move it to someone else, starting with Dr. Betty Speaks. Off mute, Betty. You're muted. There we go.
So I have to say, when Betty speaks, nobody listens. This is my authentic name. I, too, am a retired veteran from the United States Army. I am actually an 8-time best-selling author. I am currently residing in the state of South Carolina, hailed from Providence, Rhode Island. And honestly, I love experiencing a life change now. I've been the CEO and founder of that business for 7 years. And this book has been so amazing, just being a part of this book, because I will be sharing with you later on why this book has been amazing to me. So Theresa, thank you for acknowledging me in this book. And it's been a pleasure meeting some of the co-authors.
Likewise. Thank you so much, Dr. Betty. Maria Thorpe.
Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to be here. My name is Maria Thorpe. I currently work in the federal government as an engineer. I'm also a speaker, a mentor, author, three-time international best-selling author, and I've written about 5 books through the pandemic, but will be another story. And I'm also a real estate agent. I am a proponent of mentoring, and I mentor students and professionals in the STEM careers. I speak at various events, and I enjoy speaking at local schools and colleges and empowering and inspiring our girls and women to do the best they can do with all the gifts and talent that God has given them. I am the co-owner of Waldorf Chess Club, where I teach youth as young as 5 to help them pull out their confidence, teach them how to strategically plan and think, and just build those skills that they require to think. And all of that's done through the game of chess. I have multiple degrees, and I am from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I am so excited to be a part of this collaboration. I want to thank Dr. Theresa for her allowing me to participate, and I look forward to hearing about what the other authors have to say about their peace and their passion and their purpose.
Thank you, Maria. Maria was also last year's Mother of the Year, and she's now the president of this organization. And I must say that Dr. Betty and Maria came in at the last minute. I'd already finished the book, but God said, there's 2 more people that need to be in this book. And I added them, and everything worked out perfect. You'll see when you read the book. Thank you so much, Maria. Martika, come off mute.
Good evening. I bring you greetings from Northwest Arkansas, where I reside. My background, is in education. I've been teaching for over 20 years. I'm currently teaching at a private school and working at both of their campuses there. And I recently released my solo project, as well as going to be releasing this anthology. And I'm just excited to be here and looking forward to hearing what everyone has to share about their chapter tonight.
Thank you, Martika. I'm so glad you're on this project. Brittany Brown. Brittany Brown with an E.
Yes, the E stands for extra. Anyway, my name is Brittany Brown. I'm so glad to be here. I am originally from Concord, North Carolina, born and raised, but I currently reside in Orlando, Florida. I am a registered nurse. I am a newfound speaker, as well as an author. This is actually my second anthology project. I do have my own first project that I released last year. And I'm glad to be here. I never thought I would be writing books or being a part of anthologies, but we all have something to give. We all have a story inside of it. We have something to share. So this was definitely a new avenue for me, and the doors just keep opening. So I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Brittany. Last but not least, my daughter, my second child, when she was a little girl, I used to call her Lissa Love. And who knows, she married Antonio Love. So we have the loves, Melissa and Antonio Love.
Yes. I'm Melissa Love. I wrote the foreword for this project in particular. I currently am the program coordinator for the No More Foundation, which focuses on bringing the church around caring for the least of these in various ways. I found my passion, my purpose, and my peace in faith. And so I've been saying yes to God ever since in all the ways in which he's called me to say yes. One of which was saying yes to my husband, Antonio Love. So without further ado.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Antonio. Proud husband, father, son. That's where my passion, my purpose, my peace emanates from. I'm a proud veteran, recently retired a year ago from the United States Air Force. I've dedicated my professional life to healthcare, specifically healthcare administration, and found my second career where I currently serve right now as a center director, serving the 55, 65 plus community, the underserved in our community, just bringing not only healthcare but health to communities of need. So very happy and really excited to be a part of this project. This is my first foray into doing anything like this, and just really excited to be here today.
Thank you, son and daughter. Back to you, Lisa. My supporting cash.
Look, I am so excited. What I like about this, for those who saw the first show 2 weeks ago, was just the mixture of co-authors that you have. I love the fact that you have men on your collaboration. I know that can be hard because it's hard to get them to really get into this, because I know when I grabbed some on mine, they were like, well, what am I supposed to do? Because it's just not their thing. So I love that. I also wanted to connect with your daughter and her husband because my maiden name is Dove, which directly connected with Theresa and the peace, and then I see the love and I'm like, okay, it's all the picture is just coming together. But I really am happy about what you're doing, Dr. Theresa, and I've said that before. I think that this is much needed. I think that this is a new approach to bringing peace. I think you're kind of sliding in so people don't really realize what you're doing. So they're jumping on board and don't realize that they've actually grabbed onto a new way of doing things, because it's been so chaotic all these years. And now you have a book that they can refer to. So I would love to get into the different chapters. I know you all are probably limited on how much you want to share just yet, but give us a little bit about what we're going to see when we get into this book.
Well, I have 14 co-authors, and they all have stories where they had some trials and tribulations. Either they did or their parents did. There were some trials and tribulations that they had to overcome that they are today. So everybody has some steps at the end of their chapter. Everybody has some good wisdom and sage that they're sharing with the world. So that's why this book is so important. It's not just a book to read, but it's a tool to use to make a difference in your life. And also, it gives you hope. It gives you will. And it tells you, by living in your purpose, this is what you can be. This is how you can feel. This is what can lead to inner peace. And I think when there's inner peace in the world, there's peace among people. And that's important.
Absolutely. So what I want to do before you all, each author shares a little bit about why it was important for you to be a part of this book collaboration. Let's go to a commercial break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to get into some of the details, just a little bit.
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night.
Yeah, so check out DSM Media. For those who don't know, we actually do production for online shows such as this. We also do commercials. There are opportunities with Lunchin with Lisa and Dove Style Magazine that I'm also the CEO of, where we actually can promote other people's businesses, their books, etc. Dr. Theresa has been in the magazine, Dove Style Magazine, as well as on Lunchin with Lisa. So I welcome you all to kind of check us out. DSM Media, you can find us. We have a Facebook page, and we do all kinds of graphics and things online as well. So we're here for all your social media needs. So we want you to check us out. So what I would like to do, Dr. Theresa, we're going to circle back around to you last, because you kind of gave us kind of a prelude to what this is about, what your mission was with this. But I'm going to go in the same order and start with Dr. Betty and share with us a little bit about why you said yes to this book project. Why was this important to you?
Thank you so much. Is it Miss Lady Dove?
Washington. I have to claim hubby. So yes, Dove Washington.
Okay. Okay. So yes, I honestly have experienced three death 3 times in my life journey. So when you talk about living in passion, purpose, and peace, you encounter those three ingredients um, with each of those journeys that one encounters. So you have to have passionate about whatever it is that you're going through. You have to have understanding in what it is that you're going through, knowledge and just faith, honestly. And then there comes that purpose. What's the purpose of this? What am I supposed to get out of this for the most part? And then you're at peace with it. So I talk about in my story the three things that happened in my life, and yes, they were traumatizing, and one wouldn't believe that I'm still here today to be able to talk about those three things that I experienced in life. Like I said, I am retired military, so definitely I talk about some of the traumatic things that me as a female, a Black African American female, experienced in the military. And you look at that word in itself, first being a female, then being an African American female, and then being in leadership positions. So there's some things that I was exposed to in my military career, and I speak on how important it was to be passionate, or to remain passionate, and definitely to recognize my purpose, and to be at peace with that. And then I speak about some things that happened after retiring from the military. A lot of people don't know that female veterans, um, they think of suicide. They actually commit suicide, and they do traumatic things. There are some things that veterans go through, not just the females, but just veterans in general, but particularly my sisters, that they don't talk about. We as women don't talk about our trauma all the times. That from domestic violence. There are some things that we don't want to share with others. So again, I'm talking about even after military life, how to um, display your passionate with your encounters, and how to remain in your purpose and identifying your purpose, again recognizing that purpose, and then being at peace with some of the things that you encounter, how to show that you're still at peace even with that, especially with the faith that you walk in. And I think it was the third one, after fighting for my country, I've been on the battlefield for my country, and then I've been on the battlefield for my life personally after retiring from the military. And all of a sudden, you get a call that you have another C to deal with. And I'm thinking, me? I have participated in every event. I'm an advocate for these events, and now I've fought battles for my country, and now you're telling me that I am going to deal with another battle. So I talk about that. This is not about you, and, it's like, this is not about you. You're going to live and not die still. This is about the new tribe that you are about to meet. So once again, I talk about how to be passionate about something that's not even about you, but still show your passion as you're walking through this life challenging situation. Then to display your purpose. We never know what our purpose is until we're going through something, and that same thing pops up over and over and over again, and then you tell yourself, this must be my purpose in life. I
So
have
writing this
to
was cathartic. It was cathartic for you, right, Betty? It was cathartic.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm
So,
excited about it. Again, thank you for your service. I
yes,
wanted to make
yes,
sure I said that to you. And I think people don't realize what happens behind the scenes. We see all the
hmm
wonderful things and the celebrations and the salutes too, but
yes,
there's real life behind your journey. And I'm excited to hear how you connected with this project to get that out and get the message out to others. So thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Maria, tell us a little bit about why you said yes to this book project.
Well, Lisa, thank you so much. I was just honored because when I saw the call come out, I was really excited to do it, but I was working on another project. And, time passed and voila, I got a call, said there was a space available. And I was like, yes. I think really what interested me so much in this project was the ability to talk about, being a female in the STEM career. You wouldn't believe how lonely it could get sometimes, but you have to stay strong. You have to know what your purpose is, why you're doing what you do. And in my journey, being able to find a solitude, that peace, that place where you can go, allowed me to find my purpose, explore my passion. And so this book has really hit home to me on being able to talk about just one way I was able to accomplish, my dreams. And it kind of fell in line with the fact that, I have a mentoring program where I mentor young girls in high school, and I teach them 4 pillars of success. And that is to know thyself. Because when you know yourself, you start to learn your purpose. You know how to be. And so that's one of the pillars I teach them, is to know thyself. I teach them to dream big, because once you find your purpose, there's no stopping you. Once you get that passion, you can find the dream and go after the dream. And I share those experiences with them. I also teach them how to overcome obstacles, because I don't care what you do in life, as you go through your journey, as you look to find your purpose and your peace and your passion, you will have obstacles you will have to overcome. And lastly, I teach them how to take action. And all of these things together will help you be successful. And so as I thought about this anthology and what I wanted to share, it was really about knowing yourself, your inner self, because that will help you. And the title of this chapter of Passion, Purpose, and peace, but it will get you through everything, whether it is a trial or a triumph. And so that's what I kind of talk about in my chapter. Thank you.
I love it. It's getting juicier and juicier. So I wanted to keep going, and I want to make sure I say your name properly. Is it Martika? I got it right? Okay, good. Because I'm particular about it, because sometimes people see dove and they'll actually say dove, and I'm like, who says dove? But they do say it, because we can, murder some names. But yeah, welcome, and tell us a little bit about your chapter as far as why you said yes to Dr. Theresa. Did you want to say something, Dr. Theresa?
Yes, Martika, when I met you on the phone, what was the first thing that I said to you?
Oh gosh.
What is your
what is my passion?
Boom, there you go.
There you go.
And really, since then, I'm like, I need to do something with this lady. I need to get to know her better. And it's been, so this has been wonderful. And I'm looking forward to more opportunities to work with Dr. Theresa. And I had trouble at that time putting into words what my passion is. But my passion really is helping others to find their truth. And so in my chapter, I talk about a journey from fear to happiness and freedom, because freedom is where it's really at. When people are able to be free, sometimes we're believing lies and we don't even know that we're believing lies. But once we have achieved a level of freedom, then it's like somebody put in a brighter light bulb. Everything's brighter. The sun seems to shine brighter. The colors are brighter. And that's because we've reached another level of freedom and just being able to see things better. And so as I have just journeyed through my own process with that, and really realizing that my voice is powerful, and that I need to share my voice with others. And so as I am learning how to do that in various ways, it's been a trying journey at times, but very rewarding. And one of the things that I encourage all people to do, if they're not doing, is to journal. I spent a lot of time journaling because I really needed to spend some time in like a self-discovery phase and figure out really who I was outside of these lies. They had just been internalized so much. And so there were things that I thought that I couldn't do because people told me that I couldn't. But then I tried some things and I'm like, oh, well, if I can do this, what else can I do? So that began to give me hope. And then that kind of helped direct me more into my passion. And it certainly gave me a level of freedom and peace that I had not experienced before. So I'm excited about this journey. I'm excited about being able to help people tap into another level of peace, to be at peace in their hearts and in their minds. And so, yeah, I've been blessed by many people working with me and with them, and just realized that as I started to live in my purpose, that all of the questions that I had about my purpose began to fade away. And so I'm thankful that I'm no longer wondering, what I need to do. And again, that has just brought a greater amount of peace to me. And so I want to help others in their journey to find more peace and freedom in their own lives.
I love it. I actually like the connection to freedom. And I never quite looked at it that way. But it does make sense that, the freer you are, the more at peace you become.
Right.
So I love that connection that you made. Thank you for that. And welcome, of course. So Brittany, I want to move over to you and find out why you said yes.
Well, I said yes simply because whether you put it with passion, purpose, peace, purpose, passion, I mean, they all switch around depending on like what's going on in your life. And I truly believe that one of my superpowers, if it isn't love, is being able to be at peace, whether it's, and, like in the book, I speak about, one of the quotes that I use is, peace doesn't mean that there's no hardship and that there's not rough times around you. It's just to be able to remain calm within your spirit in the process of that. And so in my chapter, I give 6 steps, just to connect with who you are. And I find it interesting that Maria and Martika both spoke about, knowing thyself, and as well as like that freedom and that purpose and passion. And for me, I experienced a lot of things in my life that I didn't really realize that I just overcame them. I thought that's just how my life was supposed to be. Growing up in a single parent home, my mother, battled with chronic conditions, ended up, leading to her death. I got married really early, which resulted in divorce after 11 years. And it's my friends and people around me are always like, how are you not falling apart? And so when you look at it, you think this is just your life, and you're like, these things really can break people. So to be able to overcome those things and still have this light and still know that I lack nothing, and understanding that being in my purpose sometimes is just being, like, me being able to be in this space and knowing my role in people's lives is definitely, me being in purpose. So I'm just grateful, and I find that to be a gift. And talking about self-discovery, I'm just going to name 3 out of the 6. Self-discovery, I talk about taking the scenic route. Sometimes we try to rush to get to a place because we think we're supposed to be somewhere, and we miss out on all the experiences in between. Something else I talk about is self-awareness. And the title of that is just pretty much saying, who in the world are you? You have to be able to be in the midst of other people, like me, even being here on this show with everybody. We all have different backgrounds. You can't go into things like, oh, I have to talk this way or be this way because these people have these degrees or they have this and that, because I have my own gifts and I have my own reasoning for being here. Another one that I talk about is transparency versus truth. And in order to be able to really move forward in life, you have to understand that there's transparency, which is just being able to be honest and open about what's going on in your life and what's going on around you. And then understand that there's also truth to that. Because if you've been in an altercation with someone, you know what happened from your perspective of what happened. But just because the person may tell the story differently than you, it doesn't mean that they're not right or that they're wrong. It's just from their place. So when you can understand transparency and truth, and it's interesting that all of this is looping together with what everyone is saying, talking about being honest or being passionate about knowing yourself. So those are the couple of things that I talk about within the book. And for me, like I said, I just live my life. I go through rough things, but I know in my heart that God has given me and equipped me with more than enough tools to just remain here. Nothing's forever. So why not just find joy in the journey?
Absolutely. Brittany, you actually just tapped into what I consider the beauty of collaborations. To hear people's journeys, and then it's amazing how when you do these collaborations, you start to see the divine connections between everybody who's involved. Just listening to it, because I know with collaborations, you don't know exactly what the next person is going to be kind of talking about. And Dr. Theresa, I know sitting in your seat, it probably just makes you smile from ear to ear when you start to see it and put it together, because it is, to me, a divine connection. It's not just like putting people together to do a project like this. You really do listen to the message, the assignment, and then you put this together. So I see it. I'm watching it unfold. So I'm not going to even stop there. I'm going to go to the loves. And I want you all to kind of share, why you decided, because I think this is awesome that you did this as a team, doing the forward and being involved in this project together. I think that in itself is major. So tell us about it.
Hold up, Lisa. I want you to know that Antonio and Melissa, they're the loves. They used to live in Niceville, Florida on Hart Street. I'm not making that up. True story.
Yes, that is part of our story and part of our journey. But I want to answer your question specifically. Why? Well, mommy asked. And I couldn't.
Well, that part.
Yes. So it starts there. She asked, and I couldn't say no. But beyond that, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to my other co-authors on this project, and it just resonated with my central why, and that's one, representation matters, and representation starts with your story. And so, my contribution to this project really, centers around that theme and that question, what's your story? For me, I go all the way back, to my roots. My roots tied to Alabama, born to a teenage mother at the age of 16. At the time, my parents were unwed. And my father grew up, one of 12 children, and his parents were sharecroppers in the rural South. I tell my story, and it starts there because through my life and through my journey, I've come to understand and really appreciate what representation means, especially in the eyes of Black boys and men, having served my country, attained the rank of colonel, being in the room where decisions are made, coming out of the room and having people say, I see you, thank you, you give me hope. That really speaks to the power of your story and telling your story in a project, and through a project like this, to get into the hands, into the minds of young people, young Black men, to say that, hey, I am not where I don't have to, stay where I started. There is a path for me. What is my passion? What is my purpose? And really pursue your peace. So that's why. I started with that question, what's your story? and started there. So really excited to share with you guys tonight.
Yeah. And for me, again, my number one why was his number one why, because mommy ran.
Can't say no.
But also because, I say yes to God-given opportunities. And so, this was an opportunity as I read everyone's stories and I saw other people's faith, exemplified, it really is a project that will glorify the Lord. And so I'm always going to say yes to those type of opportunities. And I'm just thankful that, he's using my mother as a vessel and she invited me along.
I love it. And actually doing the forward, because I believe you said you're doing the forward, is a huge honor for any book. I always feel like that doing the forward is just a special space on a project like that. And it's always nice to have someone who just knows who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. That's what makes a forward so powerful, because you know where she's coming from. And it's the prelude before they get into the meat of the stories. They already know and they're excited about what's to come. So thank you all for even coming on Lunchin with Lisa and sharing this, Dr. Theresa. As always, you always represent peace. I couldn't think of anyone better to actually push this mission. And if I met a lot of people in the world and we all have purpose and passion, but you honed in on what your purpose was a long time ago, and then you have gone full steam. I kind of watched it, happen, and it is a beautiful thing to watch. So Cheryl, do you have some news or something exciting you want to share with us while we're on here tonight?
I do. I gave a speech in New York City, the WEN conference in July, and I met a lady there from Africa that worked for the United Nations, and she heard my speech and she said, I have to make you an official United Nations Peace Ambassador. So I'm attending training on September 23rd and 24th. And after that training, I'm getting an official United Nations Peace Ambassador shield ID with my picture on it saying United Nations Peace Ambassador. So that is coming this month. And then in November, thank you. In November at the WUHA Women of Heart Awards, which is the Academy Awards of Women Awards in London, I'm going to be receiving the Women of Heart Changing the Lives of Others Through Peace Award on November the 12th.
Congratulations. That is amazing. Congratulations on this entire journey. You're only just beginning. And I know this book is going to be amazing on so many levels. It's going to be amazing on so many levels, not just because of your individual stories, but because of the mission of the project itself. And I can't say it enough that it's so needed. So that's what makes me excited about it. And I'm looking forward to it. So what I wanted to do before we get into, because before you all leave, we're going to definitely share any other projects, and you, Dr. Theresa, too, on what you may be working on. But before we go, we're going to actually, or move on into the next section. We're going to actually go to another commercial break real quick. And then I'm going to share a couple of things that Lunchin with Lisa or Dove Style Magazine has coming up. And then we'll get back into this conversation. So we'll be right back.
I got my head out the sunroof, I'm blasting our favorite tunes. I only got one thing on my mind. You got me stuck on the thought of you. You're making me feel brand new. You're more than a sunshine in my eyes. You got those pretty eyes in your head, you know it. You got me dancing in my bed, so let me show it. You are exactly what I want, kinda cool and kinda not. Wanna give myself to you. Yeah, we're driving down the freeway at night.
So I wanted to actually just do a quick reminder. I don't know if some of you all know, but I have an online magazine since 2012 called Dove Style Magazine. And we actually, my mission for the magazine is always to enlighten, inspire, and empower. So this book project that Dr. Theresa is doing is actually right up my alley for the things that I want to put out there to the universe from Lisa. I always like things that are, showing peace and showing love and pushing people to do what they're here to do. So part of what Dove Style Magazine is doing this year for the first time is having an awards called the Hidden Treasure Awards. And what we'll be doing is highlighting those people who you rarely see. So we always celebrate some people who are doing amazing things, but a lot of times we don't realize who's behind the scenes making things happening. And I want to actually shine a spotlight on those people. So in November, December of this year, we'll be sharing some more information on how you can be a part or attend the Hidden Treasure Awards and meet some of those people who we're spotlighting as people who we consider hidden treasures. I think we all are hidden treasures on some plane. We all have gifts that people don't know about, and I'm going to actually sound the horn on some of those people. I'm not going to let them hide anymore. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be our first awards program. I also wanted to remind you all that Lunchin with Lisa has lunchbox. We call them lunch boxes, but what we encourage people to do is to go to our email address and send in comments and things that we can talk about as far as who's lunching about what. We can always find somebody who's lunching about something, so we try to actually have a little fun on the show. So please make sure you send those topics in. What I like to do sometimes is to surprise my guests and have conversations about who you think and what you think people are lunching about. So please keep that in mind. So I wanted to get back to the guests and actually talk to you about some upcoming projects that you have, and actually share some, if you each have a tip on what you think people can do to kind of find that peace in their lives that we're trying to get people to. Help us out, because I know on a daily basis, things come up in your life or at work with your kids. I'm helping my daughter to plan her wedding in 2 weeks. And I feel like I'm getting married all over again with the stress and everything that comes with it. So I need some peace in my life. So we'll start with you, Dr. Theresa, and share with us a little bit about some other projects you have going on. And also share with us the deets on how we can get our hands on this book.
Okay. So I have 2 more books coming out this year. Actually, I think maybe 3. But Lioness, Prayers and Affirmations for Women Leaders, that's coming out, I think, in November. I also have a book out called Daddy's Girl. It's being launched in December. And it's Living After the Loss of a Legend. And that is going to be an amazing book. I mean, all of us, it's about 10 girls. I think only one has a surviving father, but he has Parkinson's disease. But we talk about losing our father and how we're all successful women, own our own businesses and living in our purpose. So that book is going to be amazing. I have another book coming out in October, 100 Days. It's affirmations, of positive affirmations. That's an anthology as well. You can get Passion Purpose Peace on my website or my individual author's landing page. My website is www.creatingambassadorsofpeace.com, and I have a bookstore. Okay, so if you want to purchase it from me, you can go to my website. If you want to purchase it from Brittany, or go to their website or go to their landing page and purchase the book from them. So thank you so much for your support. This book is going to be amazing. Pre-sale starts now. The book actually is available on Amazon, but I'm requesting that you get the book from your friend. So thank you so much for your support.
Okay, you heard it
again. I have the London event. Yes,
absolutely. So you all make sure you go out and get this book from each. I'll say this: go get this book from each of the co-authors. How about that? And then gift it to a friend or someone. But go out there and get this book. So let's say, Brittany, tell us about any upcoming projects that you have going on.
Well, currently, I am just focused on protecting my peace and just maintaining. Listen, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just trying to maintain my life. It's so many crazy things going on in the world. And I mean, I'm not going to say I'm just kind of absent right now. I'm just really in a place of just keeping it in the middle of the road and not swaying too far left or right. But anyway, now that I'm off of that tangent. But as far as projects, nothing as far as book things, but I am building my coaching programs. I am aspiring to begin my own coaching programs. Supernova, which is one of my first projects. The first project I ever did is called Supernova, Becoming the Star of Your Own Galaxy. That was actually birthed out of my divorce. And I don't know, I just feel like one day I was like, Brittany, who are you? What do you want? And so I just started asking myself all of these questions. What did I want to be when I grew up? You know, what do people say about me? Do I agree? Do I disagree? And so that's what made me create Supernova. So it's more of an interactive guide or journal. Instead of like a book. So when Martika talked about journaling, that's something I can identify with as well. But for me, having attention deficit hyperactive disorder, to just write, I would just be writing about who knows what, and whether it's going to be relating to what I need at that time or not. But the fact that this guide that I have, it keeps you on topic, it keeps me on topic. It allows you to go back and visit it. You can change your answers and all of that. So that is available on Amazon. Is Supernova Becoming the Star of Your Own Galaxy. But if you need it, also, you can reach out to me through any of my social media platforms, and I'll make sure that I can get a book to you.
Lisa, I want to tell Brittany that I read her book today for the first time, and I got the book last year, or when was it? In October at the Michigan Spring Store. And guess what, Brittany? That book is excellent, and it's going to be the first required reading in my Passion Purpose Speak Academy. And I'm bringing you on as a paid guest speaker in January.
My goodness!
I love it. Congratulations!
Just do that to me right now.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Yes.
Perfect timing. I love it. I love it. And I was just getting ready to say, Brittany, that I know you were saying it was a tangent, but it's funny that you talked about finding your peace. And I had talked with Sharifa about this, our very first show for the season 3 of Lunchin with Lisa. We actually took like a 1.5 month break. And it was the best break I ever had. And it was because I literally unplugged. A lot of times we halfway do it, so we're still accessible to people. But I really had to consciously decided that I'm not doing anything until August 1st when we're getting ready to start this show again. And I focused on my family, having fun. I didn't put too many things on myself. I said, if I want to post some food or, you know, a drink that I have on the table, that's exactly what I'm going to do and not feel guilty about it. And it was the best decision I made. I literally kind of, had several seats and really kind of dealt with Lisa and I'm unapologetically, and I had never done that before. So now I am different. I can say no a lot easier, and I don't feel guilty about it. And it's not from being mean-spirited. It's just that I know my limits, and I know when it's time to just be about Lisa and this little personal space in here. So I love it. That wasn't a tangent at all. You were actually happening to me. So thank you for that. Martika, tell us a little bit about what project you have going on. And then before we leave you all, I actually added a TikTok moment to the Lunchin with Lisa shows to kind of tell you where my mind is and to send you into the weekend with something positive or funny. So we'll be doing that too. But Martika, tell us what projects you have coming up and where we can find you.
You can find me on my website, positivechanges11.com. And what I'm currently working on, I have a group that my solo book project is called Broken Warrior, Be Empowered to Overcome. And it's a book about freedom. And I have a local group that is using it in their small group. So I'm in the process of writing a study guide to go with it. And so hopefully I plan to have that finished by the end of November.
I love it. I love it. I love that everybody has all these other wonderful things going on. Maria, tell us what you have going on and how we can find you.
Well, I think I'm going to be like Brittany for a minute. As I mentioned earlier, when we went into the pandemic, I got frozen for a minute. I got up, I started working and not moving. And then I had to snap out of it. I had to find my peace, my purpose, and deal with what was going on around me. And one of the things I decided to do was to write a couple of anthologies. And so I wanted to do 5. So this is my 5th anthology. And now I plan to work on a couple of projects. I have a couple other anthologies coming up, but I do have a day job that I have to attend to. Got a lot going on there. And of course, our Waldorf Chess Club, we're about to usher in a new group of students. And so I'm excited about that. We're going to have a tournament for the group that's in in training right now, so I'm excited about that. I just like you, Lisa, I want to enjoy my family, my friends. Starting to come out without the mask on was exciting this summer because it took me a little bit of effort to take that mask off in certain spaces. But other than that, I'm just going to enjoy my peace and enjoy this time. It's getting ready to be fall. Summer is my thing, but I love fall, changing of the colors of the leaves, and I just get a chance to breathe and relax. So thank you.
I love it. So Melissa and Antonio, tell us about where we can find you, get the book, and what upcoming projects you have going on.
Well, my wife is looking at me, so I guess I'll jump in. Upcoming projects, I'd say, nothing like this that's coming that we know of. Mommy might change her mind. I don't know. She's good for that, but we're in transition, and we've been in that state, in that mode. I introduced myself as a husband and a father, and we have a 6-pack, 6 kids. Our 4 oldest are beginning to fly the coop and spread their wings. So we've got a son who is moving to Hawaii. He just joined the Air Force in next week. Our 3 oldest daughters are all in college right now. So transition. Our house is, we've got the 2 youngest here now. So we're going through that transitional period, finding our new normal. That's what we're going through right now.
That's a whole project.
Don't forget the dog. Tough love.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And I'm just continuing to wait on the Lord and whatever opportunities He brings my way. I'm currently in seminary. And so the semester starts next week, and I'll be continuing on pursuing my Master of Divinity.
Congratulations to you all. And last but certainly not least, Dr. Betty, what do you have going on? And tell us how we can find you.
Okay, you can find me anywhere on social media. You can actually Google Betty Speaks and I will pop up. That's the easiest way. I have several books coming out prior to the end of the year as well, but by far this one happens to be one of my favorites. And I'm working on a project with 5 at-risk kids. They're all 7 years old and their parents are incarcerated, both their mothers and their fathers. So I'm working on that book, which should be released in December, and it's titled Civility in the Village. So these kids are very special, near and dear to my heart. And Brittany, my heart goes out to you. You just had me in tears as I listened to you speak, and I related to your story. So it is a pleasure to get to hear everyone speak tonight. And any projects you have that are coming forth, I would love to be a part of them, to stay tethered with you.
I love this. Well, I first want to actually thank you all again for coming on to the show. And I wanted to ask you, did you have any last words that you wanted to share? And then we'll go into a TikTok moment that I hope will make everybody smile and feel good. A tip for Pete.
Less than 15 seconds, everybody. Mine is, life is but a short road to our ultimate destiny. Make peace, have compassion, and learn to love before you get there.
Got it. Brittany.
All I'm going to say is do you and be you, and everything that is supposed to be for you will find you.
I love it. So, Martika.
Be true to who you are. Be your true, authentic self.
Love it. Dr. Betty?
I would say continue to soar with hope, that is, seize opportunities and rise and help other people excel.
Wow. Melissa and Antonio?
The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make His face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn His face toward you and give you peace. Amen.
Amen.
I got one. I'll leave everyone with my leadership in life philosophy, and that's captured in the term lead and live with love. L, live with love and laughter. Live with a purpose of openness, and really what that means is transparency. But in that will lead us to unity and a path to unity. Live with vision, but be squarely rooted in values. And I join everyone to join me in my E. Excellence is my attitude, and that's all. Live with
Love
love.
it. Maria.
Wow, I have to follow all of that. That was awesome. Now, I have a couple of things, mantras I live by. Dream, believe, achieve, and you shall receive. And develop a passion for learning, because if you do, you will never cease to grow.
I love it. Look, I'm going to join in the party a little bit. So it's real simple with me, but I always just say, be you. Nobody can do it better. There's no competition in being you, for real, for real. But thank you all so much. So I wanted to actually drift us into a TikTok moment that we do every Thursday. And what I do with my TikTok moments is I share something that I may have found on TikTok, because you all know my husband and I actually hang out on TikTok, and we're people watchers. So we love TikTok. And there's a lot of great messages out there. There's a lot of strange stuff out there, but there's some great messages too. So I try to pick something that actually reflects the message I want to give you all going into the weekend. So let's show this TikTok moment, and then we'll come back and we'll say goodnight to everybody. So check this out.
I can't do negative today. Positive vibes.
And there you have it. So that was just the cutest thing, and it was simple and straight to the point. But that's how I want to send you all into the weekend. And again, I want to thank you all for joining us on Lunchin with Lisa, Dr. Theresa, and all the co-authors. Thank you so much for allowing us to share your story, share your vision. Please, you are welcome to come back anytime, because you all have things going on. So please consider this as a platform to help get the message out. And I'm excited for all of you all. So congratulations to you. And we will see everybody next Thursday. So tune in next Thursday.
Thank you.